Well, what a couple of weeks we've had on FightZone TV. Last week we brought you a double header with 9 fights from York Hall last Saturday, including a Commonwealth silverweight title at the top of the bill. Then we headed over to Texas for the transatlantic clash. That saw a UK team of boxers take on a USA team, captained respectively by Spencer Oliver and Roy Jones Jr. And it was right here in Beverley that we announced that special Texas show back in July with Spencer and Roy in this very ring. We're back here tonight for 4 big fights, including the Commonwealth light flyweight title between Craig Derbyshire and Paul Roberts. So good evening to you. Thank you for joining us here on FightZone live from the Beverley Leisure Centre, a great little venue right in the middle of town. Last time here it was almost as hot as Texas in here. A little cooler this time around, I'm glad to say, but just as much atmosphere, and everybody looking forward to getting behind their local fighters. Stacey Copeland here with you. I'll be your commentator this evening. We're looking ahead to Chelsey Arnell first. She goes up against Jamilette Vallejos. Then we've got Liam McMillan and Ricky Leach in action. Ted Jackson taking on Jordan Grannum. And then top of the bill for the Commonwealth light flyweight title. And it is promises to be a real humdinger, the Commonwealth light flyweight title. Alongside me to take you through proceedings this evening is former professional fighter and definitely a local legend, certainly around these parts, thanks to his 166 professional contests, sharing the ring with some of the biggest names in the sport, among them the likes of Derek Chisora, David Hay, Enzo Macronelli and Johnny Nelson, to name but a few. And I'm delighted to say that that man joining me for co-commentary is Tony Booth. Tony, talk to me about how important these small hall shows are from somebody with your perspective who's, you know, fought in 166 professional fights at all kinds of venues on all sorts of occasions.
Well, it's very important, you know what I mean? It's very important getting them out there, getting the experience in that, getting them the right fights. And I never boxed myself in Beverley, but I boxed like loads of these shows, you know. And looking forward to it.
What about this platform of FightZone TV for these fighters who are, you know, we don't have debutantes tonight, but we've got fighters in just their 2nd and 3rd professional contests. How important is it for them to cut their teeth, so to speak, and gain experience on this kind of platform where there are cameras and they're under the lights?
Yeah, well, a lot of them will be used to the amateur scene, won't they? So it's just a little bit more busier, and I'm looking forward to it. You know what I mean? I've been to one of these shows for quite a while, but I'm really looking forward to it. There's some good fighters on.
Yeah, I think we're in for a treat, and I've said it time and time again, but it's extremely rare on FightZone that we get a boring night, dare I say it. Usually all of the fights are competitive, and we've got some excellent matchups tonight, kicking off with 6-2s in the female super featherweight category, Chelsey Arnell and Jamilette Vallejos. We're just getting ready to start now. We're going to get the nod soon, I think, Tony. What about the atmosphere here? It's great to see all the people coming out locally in Beverley and having live professional boxing to enjoy. Yeah,
there's a lot of people coming out. I mean, I'm a bit surprised because there's a big rugby game on tomorrow, but they're coming out to watch the boxing tonight, which is a good thing.
Of course, the grand final, Wigan Warriors, closer to my neck of the woods, and Hull KR in that grand final at 6 o'clock tomorrow. So yes, I'm sure going to take a huge contingent. Of course, Hull City have played today in a friendly. That was away in Turkey, though, so plenty of sporting talent in Hull.
I mean, obviously you'll be wanting Wigan to win, so I
certainly will.
I don't Rovers win, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I'll definitely be they're on a great run, Wigan Warriors, to be fair, so they're going to be difficult to stop, but after last week's performance, Hull KR have got every chance, and as we know in sport, anything can happen.
Everything can shock us, can't it? Yeah,
it certainly can. What are your memories of those big fight nights? You, of course, were the opponent for David Hay on his debut. What are those memories like for you?
Well, the good memories. I boxed in London quite a lot of times, and I loved it. You know what I mean? But it's I never had like an easy fight in my career. You know what I mean? I fought all the best. I mean, I gave 4 stone away to Derek Chisora.
And you took lots of fights against those big names on really short notice as well. Why was that? What was it about your mentality allows you to do and take those opportunities?
Well, to be honest, when I boxed for the British title. The longest I ever got for a fight was 5 weeks' notice. But now people nowadays are getting like 5 months. I got 5. I mean, I beat Omer Shaker, unbeaten American, about an hour's notice. I boxed Michael Sprott, knocked Audley Harrison out. I boxed him 2 hours' notice. Beat me on points.
Well, at least you have more notice for this tonight, so we're looking forward to having you alongside us. Without further ado then, let's get the official introductions for our first bout of the evening from your MC this evening, Robert Blundell.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big warm welcome here to Beverley Leisure Centre, where Fight Academy, live on FightZone, proudly presents an evening of professional championship boxing. We are now ready to welcome our first boxers to the ring. Please welcome first and making her way to the blue corner, originally from Nicaragua, now boxing out of Honduras, Marvila, Jamilette, Yancita, Vallejos, Valverde.
Well, Nicaraguan born but now lives in Honduras, 36-year-old Jamilette Vallejos has fought all over Central America, but her last 8 fights have been here in the UK. She goes by the alias Maravilla, which translates as wonder in Spanish. The same alias, of course, of former world champion Sergio Martinez of Argentina. She's coming off a win on points against Shelley MacDonald last time out, so may well be bringing that form here tonight, and a degree of confidence following that victory. And if these energetic dance moves are anything to go by, then certainly bringing plenty of confidence into the ring here in Beverley.
And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome her opponent, making her way to the red corner, from Hull, Chelsey Arnell.
So the familiar sound of Tina Turner and Simply the Best can be heard right across Beverley Leisure Centre here, as Chelsey Arnell on home soil has great support here. She's also coming off 2 wins, only 4 fights into her pro career, but she's been in some really tough and testing matchups and shown that she has real potential, and that bodes well for her ambition to be the first female fighter
Ladies
from
and gentlemen,
a title.
we are live on
boxer.
FightZone, where Fight Academy proudly presents 6 2-minute rounds of boxing. Our timekeeper at the bell for this contest is Anthony Rushton. Our referee in the ring, Mark Downing, and scoring the contest from ringside, we have star referee Michael Alexander. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our officials. It is now time to introduce our boxers. Introducing first and boxing out of the blue corner, wearing white shorts with blue trim. On the scales, weighing in at 8 stone, 13 pounds and 11 ounces. After the 23rd contest as a professional, originally from Nicaragua, now boxing out of Honduras, Marvilla, Jamilette, Yancita, Vallejos, Valverde. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome her opponent, facing her across the ring and boxing out of the red corner, wearing the black shorts with red trim. On the scales, she weighed in 9 stone, 4 pounds and 1 ounce. She has a record of 3 wins and 1 loss. She has 1 draw. From Hull, Chelsey Arnell.
Right, you both know the rules. You want a good, clean fight. Listen to my instructions. Take yourselves at all time. Touch gloves, back to your corner.
A great reception there for a fighter on home soil. Chelsey Arnell boxes out the city of Hull Boxing Club. She had 7 amateur bouts for them, and she'll be looking to keep that momentum going and that winning form coming on the back of 2 wins. Under some early pressure here though from Vallejos, who's coming forward with those long looping shots. Open to those shots straight down the middle, which I'm sure Chelsey Arnell will figure that out and make those necessary adjustments. Busy start to this opening round from Vallejos. Referee just having a quick word with Vallejos about her head. She is a come forward, doesn't really take a step back, but technically Chelsey has superior ability. She's going to have to find a way to make that. Is of course the shorter 2-minute rounds in the female category, so you cannot waste any time whatsoever. They go by very quickly, and Vallejos has got to work quickly here.
Yeah, she wants to be using any jab. She's wide open for left jab, right uppercut. Chelsey, if he gets a jab going, she'll be jabbing and moving.
I think if she can time that uppercut as well, Tony, because Vallejos comes forward with the head down, so she can just take that little step back and catch her coming in with that uppercut. It'll be a good shot for her. But I think she's handling it well here, because they're difficult when they're marauding forward like this and quite unpredictable with the shots.
Yeah, but the corner want to be telling him to get that right uppercut going, you know what I mean?
They fly by these 2-minute rounds, so you've got to get to work quickly. These two have had a familiar opponent in Cherie Barnes. Vallejos beat her on points in May this year, and it was November last year when Chelsey Arnell beat her as well on points. She's been in against some decent opposition, Vallejos. Stacey Gallagher, the British and Commonwealth champion, she lost on points to her. She's faced Lauren Parker, the European champion, Ebony Jones, who's just become the Commonwealth silver champion. She's done the 6 and 8 round distance several times, and as I say, rarely takes a step back. She's in against a quality operator in Chelsey Arnell. She's proven that she has decent ability in her first 5 contests, this being her 6th. She's got goals to box for the English and Commonwealth title, so really important for her to come through these fights, developing and building her experience. They're looking here for Chelsey Arnell just to nullify the threats from Vallejos, and with those lovely straight shots, if she's quicker, because those looping shots are not thrown with any great hand speed, Tony, so if she can beat her to the punch and be snappy down, straight down the pipe, it'll be an effective shot for Chelsey Arnell. The basics would work well here. Work from Arnell on the inside as the two working at close quarters. Just got to watch that head coming in, Chelsea. You don't want to get a cut, so just got to keep her wits about her and be savvy here, because she does come in with that head low. She can just time that uppercut. She'd walk right onto it, but she's drawing Chelsey into her fight, because this is where Vallejos has her best chances, and this is what we've seen her do to opponents time and time again, is draw them into a scrap at close range. Chelsey far better at that mid to long range.
Yeah, she wants to be like jabbing and moving. She wants to be like trebling that jab up on the just on the outside of the ring. And that means she keeps getting on the ropes sometimes. I mean, now she's doing well here. Still not throwing that uppercut much, so the corner want to start telling her to throw it.
Needs to create the space here, Chelsey Arnell.
That's it, yeah. Good.
At times when she's thrown, if she just takes that little step back, then Vallejos will find herself in no man's land. So it's just making those adjustments, and that of course is what these fights are about, is finding a way to break these opponents down, but finding herself at close range in a scrappy affair so far in these opening 2 rounds. But we have seen clearly from Chelsey Arnell that she's the more capable fighter, better ability. She's had an interesting start in the pro game. She fought in 2019 Vaida Masiakaiti, who's now a very experienced journeywoman who's been in with all the top level fighters in and around the super featherweight category. Then she had 4 2s against Sangeeta Bird, and in just the third contest went straight into a 10-rounder for the Central Area title. She lost that one on points. Had a really good win against Amy Greatorex. Really tough scrap that was, which the crowd loved. A win against Cherie Barnes, and here she is now against Vallejos. So she's had a really interesting start to her pro career. Got big ambitions. Let's see how she adjusts to the front of her now, because she is causing her problems. Nice work behind that jab. She just keeps it nice and straight and long. She'll get the better of Vallejos. No plan B for Vallejos that I've seen in her previous contests other than head down and swing, and if Chelsey can deal with that, she'll get the better of her. This is much better from Chelsey Arnell. Creates the space again to get her shots off and doesn't allow Vallejos to smother her work too much. This is much better.
She's taking her now a bit, I think, don't you? Pushing her back a bit.
Another swinging shot from Vallejos. Catches her there with that backhand. She's just going to have to stay defensively responsible here, because those looping hopeful shots, tentative though they may be, they can land. Much better start to this third round from Chelsey Arnell. Really feel that keeping it at that long range is greatly to her benefit. Got a great build, Chelsey Arnell, those lovely broad shoulders, and generates power from that leverage from those long leads. As she goes to work, just gets caught by that flailing backhand from Vallejos.
I think it's a cracking fight.
This is what we expected from this one, Tony, because Vallejos, in every single contest, no matter who's in front of her, has just continued to come forward.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not with the greatest finesse, but it can work if you can draw them into a scrap. And Chelsey struggling to push her off at times, but working well off the back foot here. She's had some good sparring, Chelsey Arnell, with Stephen Levy, the EBU silver champion. She's also been sparring with Georgia Klein and Jane Badauskas, and top amateurs as well. Cites Katie Taylor as one of her inspirations. So she can be pretty difficult to be around in the build-up to a fight, but her team have got her to where she is now, and she credits them with that, with the coach Mike Gibbons. And she's got in the corner this evening Liam Gibbons, Glenn Banks and Paul Dolan, who it seems to me have done a really good job of helping Chelsey make the right adjustments. She has improved each round, and they can be really difficult, these types of fighters, Tony, when they're quite unpredictable. They're doing unorthodox things, throwing from all sorts of angles, and they're difficult to keep them off you.
Well, they just keep coming at you, don't they?
Round 4.
She keeps throwing them big right hands over the top, doesn't she, catching Chelsey.
If she can just time it with a nice counter straight down the pipe, she has the quicker hand speed than Vallejos, so she can just get that timing, which she has a few times. She'll have success with it. She needs that backhand to find a home, but lovely work to the body there from Arnell. Some of these shots are really low from Vallejos. Arnell there though. She's got to be switched on defensively. Can't afford to switch off when somebody's throwing those looping shots, and she throws them from all angles with that head in that low position.
I don't think the corner's told her to throw the right uppercut yet, which is the main punch. She's wide up when she comes in.
There it is. That was a lovely uppercut from range from Chelsey Arnell. She needs to just try and get Vallejos out of this rhythm, this relentless pattern of coming forward. She is starting to breathe a little more heavily, Vallejos, and that's understandable. She's invested a lot in these first 4 rounds. Working to the body now, Arnell. Just struggling to create the space needed to let her hands go. This has been action-packed every second, though. A great one to kick us off this evening on FightZone, and the crowd really appreciating the endeavour from both of these fighters.
Well, Chelsey knows she's in a fight now, doesn't she? You know what I mean?
Certainly does, and she'll have known what to expect. There's plenty of video footage of Vallejos. They'll have known what they were coming into. One thing looking at videos, though, and another thing being able to execute what you need to do on the night, isn't it?
It's a cracking fight, yeah.
Chelsey is a stablemate of Liam McMillan, who's coming up next. He's facing Ricky Leach. 4 3-minute rounds that one is scheduled for a busy night for the City of Hull team. They've been training together as well. It's a good feeling, isn't it, Tony, when you've got, you know, more than one fighter in a gym that are building towards fights on the same night or similar night, and you get that really good buzz about the gym with everyone training together.
Yeah.
10 seconds, corners. Seconds out. Round 5.
Scheduled for 6-2s then. Vallejos in the white, Chelsey Arnell in the black and red shorts. Just needs to stand up off the jab sometimes, Arnell, and when she does, it's really effective. This is not where she wants to be, though. Pushes Vallejos off, and lovely 3 shots, nice straight shots right down the pipe. This is really good work from Arnell when she's able to work at range. Touch of gloves and the action resumes. And the jab from Arnell.
That sees Chelsey all the time with that over right.
She does. Something that
Chelsea's
she's got
coming
to be
back
switched
now.
on to.
Yeah.
And this is the beauty at times of these shorter 2-minute rounds. It's all action, and these two have barely taken a step back. Been at close quarters, as they say. Could have been fought in a phone box, this one.
Yeah.
But you can see that Chelsey Arnell clearly has the better boxing ability.
Yeah, she has a better boxing ability, but obviously she's still getting caught a good bit, aren't they?
That's better, coming back in with that jab, which
That's it.
Vallejos just walked right into. That's good work from Arnell. Just needs to find those gaps if she's going to work on the inside with her. Can't allow Vallejos to work away in there with no reply.
Oh,
Another good shot over the top there with that looping backhand of Vallejos. Got to be a little more defensively cute, particularly to that overhand. Of course, easier said than done when you're in the thick of it and you're in the heat of the exchange, Tony, but something she's got to be aware of.
To be honest, when we was boxing in Sheffield, you got to be it and not be it, you know what I mean? They're taking a lot of punches, aren't they?
Looking at the replay here, the referee just separates them. You can see Vallejos there is an example of that looping overhand right that Chelsey Arnell has to block. Even better still if she can catch and counter. This is exactly the kind of test that Chelsea's 5th fight into her professional career. Stubborn, relentless opponent in front of her here. Right then, sixth and final round. The crowd really getting behind Chelsey Arnell now and fully appreciate all that these two have invested into this one.
That's it.
Been a cracking contest so far. Lovely work from Chelsey Arnell. Vallejos finding a home for that backhand again though, but really good reply from Arnell. A flurry of shots and having success with 2 or 3 there at the mid-range. Just trying to figure out how to take that little step back and create the space. And when she does, looks really impressive, Arnell. But us continuing to be a real nuisance right on the chest of Arnell. Stern word from the referee as we enter the final minute of the final round of what has been a real action-packed opener here on FightZone this evening. What a way to build the atmosphere at Beverley as the two taking turns to pound away at one another. Shots coming from all angles. A good block this time from that overhand right. Chelsey Arnell just making sure that left hand was stuck to the side of her head. No success for Arnell on this occasion with that overhand right.
I think she's having a good last round, Chelsey.
Certainly is. Just walks in without taking her head off the central axis for Vallejos, so she is there to be hit.
Yeah.
But you've got to find that space to get those shots off. When Chelsey Arnell does, really impressive stuff from the fighter from Hull. 34 years of the contest. What a test this has been for her, as we have a real flurry from both fighters to finish what has been an excellent opening contest here at Beverley Leisure Centre. A really tough test Vallejos brought to Chelsey Arnell. Well matched contest this one, and Chelsey Arnell was tested every step of the way there, but inside looks like she came through and did what she needed to do there, Tony.
Yeah, I think she's come through it here, but it's definitely an hard fight. Well matched. If all the fights like that are in for a good night.
And she has ambition, Chelsey, and for the Commonwealth title. She wants to be the first female professional from Hull to bring home a professional title. And if she's to do that, these are exactly the fights that are going to stand her in good stead for such occasions. Great show of respect between the two there. Let's get our official announcement now from our MC, Robert Blundell.
Can we please have a big round of applause for both of our boxers? After 6 rounds, we go to Michael Alexander's scorecard, which reads 59 points to 56 in favour of your winner, Chelsey Arnell. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a big round of applause for Jamilette Vallejos.
Chelsey just showing her appreciation for the crowd here, and they fully appreciate her efforts as well. And in just a moment, we'll be hearing what she has to say ringside.
It might be more like 6 or 7.
Chelsey, really good performance there, continued your winning streak, but that looked like a tough test. How was it?
It was quite tough, to be fair. She took my range away from me and she stayed there and she was quite good inside. It was just tricky to sort of make space, get away from me to be able to get my shots off. but it's something to work on in the gym. So.
Well, she was certainly relentless, which made for a great action-packed fight, which the crowd absolutely loved. But you could see that when you got that space, you were far more effective. What was the plan going into this?
Keep her at range, work on my straight shots, and then my hook to the body, my uppercuts as well, like mid-range uppercut. Some of them landed, some of them worked well for me, but it was when she closed the space, and then that's when it started to get a bit scrappy.
You've had a really interesting professional career, 10 rounds in just your third fight, with the title on the line, of course. Since then, you've had ups and downs, and you've had time out where you haven't been able to get a fight, then you've had fights. You're on a really good winning streak now. I know you've got ambitions of the English and Commonwealth. You want to be the first female pro to bring a title to Hull. What's next for you? A big 2025, I've got to imagine.
Just keep training hard, making sure everything goes well in like my work, like personal, boxing, things like that, and then just keep looking for that opportunity, and once that opportunity comes, I'll take it. I have had a bit of I've been unlucky at parts, so I've been suffering from my mental health, so I took a break from that. I've had like little niggles and injuries, so I have been in and out of the sport, but my head's in a good place now and I'm ready to get back to it.
That's great to hear. It's great to see you. We can't wait to see you back out again. What would you like to say to your sponsors and all the people that have supported you here tonight?
I'd like to thank all my sponsors, especially my two new sponsors, Expo Trap and Ashford Cladding. They've helped massively towards this fight, and all my other sponsors as well who have supported me all through my professional career, like Ian, and I'd like to thank all my family and friends and everyone who's bought all my tickets.
Well, listen, we loved it. You put on a great performance. It was an excellent way to kick off the evening. The crowd loved it. It was a great fight. Can't wait to see you back out again. Well done.
About the black eye there, innit?
So great words from Chelsey Arnell there. I know she's not, every fight is different, aren't they? Have a different personality inside the ring sometimes to out of the ring. You'll have come across many of them that are really eccentric in both departments, or sometimes they're very, very quiet out, but then an absolute beast when they get in the ring. Chelsey Arnell, one of those who's clearly, as we've just seen there, really good fighter, not afraid to get involved in a good scrap, but quiet outside of it and not as comfortable with the talking. But you could hear there that she's really hoping for, you know, the opportunity to step up the ladder in the sport now.
Yeah, well, I thought she talked all right. I thought she talked all right, sounded good, and she had a little break, but she boxed. She just had to maybe get the jab going, but the opponent was like on top of her all the time. But I'd just like to see that right uppercut, you know what I mean, just a bit more. And she did really well.
And that can be the difficult thing sometimes when you're building your career, is getting the opportunities at the right time. And that is why nights like this are so important, giving fighters the opportunity to perform on these platforms, as we see in some of that real thick of the action from the contest between Chelsey Arnell and Jamilette Vallejos. What a way to kick us off. Well, we've got her stablemate next, McMillan, and he's in against Slick Ricky Leach. Let's get the official introduction from our MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next boxers to the ring. Please welcome first, and making their way to the blue corner, from Kent, Ricky Slick Rick Leach.
Well, Slick Rick brings a wealth of experience, having had nearly 80 fights as a professional. He's been a pro now for 10 years. 34-year-old from Kent. So you wouldn't expect him to have too much ambition tonight. However, has only been stopped 8 times in his 78 outings.
And
so
ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent making his way to the red corner. From Hull, Liam McMillan.
And that young, up-and-coming, ambitious opponent is Liam McMillan. Made his debut here in July against the tricky Naeem Ali. And after a tentative open round, once he found his range, he looked dangerous with his backhand from that forced stance. Indeed, he dropped Ali in the second round. Says he found his pro debut a big change from the amateurs, but he's adapted quickly and has aspirations to one day central. So he'll be looking to put another good performance for his home.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on FightZone, where Fight Academy proudly sponsored by J&J Crump & Sons, Cayman Island Boxing Federation, Lahore Manor Jersey, Innovation Alloys, SYM Limited, GSM, Elite Marble and Granite, Island Paving and A-Team Cranes proudly presents 4 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. Our timekeeper at the bell for this contest is Anthony Rushton. Our referee in the ring, Mark Downing. And scoring the bout from ringside is Michael Alexander. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our officials. It is now time to introduce our boxers. Introducing first and boxing out of the blue corner, wearing red shorts with white. On the scale, pounds. Taking part in his 79th bout as a professional from Kent, Ricky Slick Rick Leach. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent facing him across the ring and boxing out of the red corner, wearing the white shorts with gold. On the scales, he weighed in 10 stone, 1 pound and 2 ounces. He is undefeated as a professional with 1 win from 1 contest. Introducing from Hull, Liam McMillan.
Both know the rules. Want a good, clean fight. Listen to my instructions. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch your gloves.
So we've just seen Chelsey Arnell from the City of Hull boxing gym. Mike and Liam Gibbons. Mike's away in Texas, so Glenn Banks stepped in the corner. And Liam McMillan made his debut here in July. It was a great occasion for him. He said that he did find it a big change, but he is dangerous once he gets that backhand going. It does have a decent bit of power in it. Well seasoned Ricky Leach, he tucks up well. He's been a pro for 10 years. And in those 78 outings, only been 8 times. Slick Rick. Can be difficult to break down. Up last year in December against Arnie Dawson at York Hall. I was there for that one, and maybe Liam McMillan has had a watch of that. Might have looked at ways to break him down. He's having great success so far, McMillan. Watch out for that backhand that he dropped Naeem Ali with on his debut. He's got his range early this time, and this is a much more confident opening round for McMillan than we saw in his debut. Settled into it right away. Burke. Nice work to the body from McMillan. Just trying to jockey for position to get his feet in place to let that backhand go. It's boxed well here. It's been nice and controlled. Good opening round from him here, Tony.
Good stance. Good stance. I mean, Ricky should be throwing a right hand left hook when you fight southpaw. It's right hand left hook, you know what I mean? He hasn't thrown it once, but that Liam's got a real good style. I'm impressed.
He was tentative in the opening round of his debut that I was here for in July, as to be expected, but once he settled in and let his hands go, he really was dangerous, particularly with that back. You can see here he's wasted no time at all in settling into this one. Really good opening round for him. See range of shots here. He's been working to the body. He's worked up close and at range. Stepping off to the side and keeping that composure. A good opening round from McMillan. Says that he's enjoyed the transition to the pros, Tony, because he likes having time to pick his shots.
Yeah.
And to break an opponent down.
Well, you can just do it your own pace, can't you? You know, I mean, 3 minutes, it's a lot more chilled out.
You can see the weight of those punches on the replays here, can't you? You can see that they are heavy when they land. Yeah,
there was good punches, yeah. But Ricky wants to be throwing a right hand left hook, just a bit more work. And Liam, when he's throwing his jab, I always tell you, you've got to throw your jab more, you've got to like double, treble your jab. You can win a fight with your jab, you know what I mean?
He's boxing at a slightly lower weight this time, is Liam McMillan. He says that they've really stepped it up for this camp. It's been a lot harder than the one for his debut. He's been sparring Levi Giles, of course, who'd be well known to regulars on FightZone. Got ambitions for a Central Area title to begin with, so going about it the right way here. Good start to this second round. Backhand again. Leach will be aware of that, of course, having seen his debut, I'm sure, and the damage that did to Ali, dropping him to his knees in the second round of that debut. And he does like to counter McMillan. You can see him here just on the back foot, just trying to draw Leach in so that he can counter, as he does there successfully.
He's got a good style though, hands high, real good style.
Fast counter there, blocking the shot to the body and then straight back with a 1-2 of his own. Leach barely able to get any shots off without a rapid reply from Macca. Nice lead hook from McMillan. Steps off to the side, and that just means that Leach's momentum coming forward is lost and he has to reset. So that worked for McMillan.
Leach is taking the body shots well because he's tucking up well, you know what I mean? So when McMillan lets the body shots go, he's tucking up well, Leach.
Well, 10 years as a pro and 78 bouts, you've got to be able to tuck up well, and he certainly does do that. You can't allow McMillan an inch because he does possess real power when he detonates that backhand. Good work to the body from McMillan. Can't allow him a clear shot on target, Leach, with that backhand, and so far he's managed to evade it. And these, make no mistake, he'll be feeling them, even though sometimes they're landing on the gloves and around about the arms and around the side of the body, but he'll be feeling them as he clips him with a little uppercut there. Impressive countering again from McMillan. Just tapping away with that jab to draw Leach in, and as soon as he lets go, those quick hands and the shot selection when he counters is impressive as well, Tony.
Yeah,
it's not just that he's throwing, there's a real intent to it, isn't there?
Yeah, well, he can't tell him a 4, 5, 6 punches, innit, you know what I mean? That's it, here he goes now.
Pushes him back against the ropes, but doesn't get
Got caught
greedy and carried
didn't he?
away. Steps back out and just ships a couple of shots there towards the end. A little
He took
pat on the back from Leach to let him know he caught
well,
him.
After the bell, he took the shot well.
Did have some amateur experience, McMillan. He boxed in Spain for Yorkshire. As we look back at some of the action here, nice shot selection from Liam McMillan. And I have to say, Tony, it's always a privilege to be ringside for anybody's professional debut. It's such a huge occasion. So that was it was a privilege in itself. But watching Liam McMillan tonight, is him with a different type of opponent, but you can clearly see significant improvemits from his debut to this second
Well, he looks
outing.
good. Hands high, you know what I mean? When you fight southpaw, it's always hard work, because it's easy for southpaw. It's easy for southpaw, because all they ever do is box orthodox boxers, you know what I mean?
I don't know if all the southpaws would agree with you that it's easy, you know.
Well, all that.
Oh, it's a big shot there from Leach. McMillan just needs to stay switched on. He did catch him there when he was just on retreat, but a good response from McMillan. And it up to the body as well. And he'll surely be starting to feel some of these shots to the body, Tony, because he's been slamming him in, hasn't he?
Yeah. Our sparring partner for a good southpaw, Joe Calzaki.
And what was your plan there?
Well, no,
it's a tough spar, isn't it? That?
Oh yeah, he's a tough spar, especially.
The foot here, McMillan, and he is naturally more comfortable as a counter puncher. Although if he has to come forward, he will, and he did have to do that many times on his debut against Naeem Ali. But Leach happy to come forward.
These fights are well matched tonight, aren't they? They will.
Honestly, very, very rarely seen a poor matchup on FightZone.
Yeah.
You do usually get some really competitive contests where away fighters, if you like, give prospects a real good test, which is exactly what they need. It's dressing the sport. Good work again from McMillan down to the body, doubling up on that jab.
Sinks them body shots in, doesn't he?
Especially with that lead hand.
Yeah. But Ricky Leach, he's done well now, he's taking some stick.
.34 years old, Leach, the man from Kent, so he's had a fair old journey to here in Beverley, but something he'll be well accustomed to up and down the country and all over the place, week in, week out. As he ships a stiff jab that rocks the head back, comes in trying to land a right hand of his own, and he winces at that body shot from McMillan there, in acknowledgement that that one really did sink in. They take the toll over the rounds to those body shots.
Oh.
Really good shot from Leach with that lead hand though. That lead hook catching McMillan, and that can be the danger, Tony, can't it, when you've got, well, let's say, without being disrespectful, a sitting target sometimes when a fighter tucks up, as Ricky Leach does.
Yeah.
It can be easy to get carried away with that, and those flailing shots can catch you if you're not too careful.
Yeah, but the thing is, he took it well though, Liam, didn't he? Took it well.
He has a good stance, as you said earlier, Tony, so that means that he's got that good stable base from which to absorb those shots, because if your feet are not beneath you and they catch you at that point, it can be in a real spot of bother.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, if you stood square on and you get caught like that, you're going over, you know what I mean?
Just has to be careful when he's able to just pick him off. Shots coming back from Leach, who's in the red shorts this evening. Liam McMillan in the gold and white. I'm sure his corner will have told him to be just a little bit more cautious defensively in this final round. Won't want him taking too many shots unnecessarily, especially when you want to be active and busy at this early part of your career, Tony. The last thing you want is a nuisance of a cut that can set you back for a while, keep you out of action.
Yeah, he's boxing well. I've been impressed with him.
I can absolutely see a big improvement from his debut, and he did say they've really stepped it up. He's worked a lot harder in this camp. He's had good sparring with Levi Giles, so you can see the fruits of his labour here. There's been a good performance from him. Lovely backhand. Leach just up on his toes now, got a bit of bounce in his step. Couple of wild swings falling short for Leach. McMillan just waiting for that moment to pounce like a coiled spring. Lovely backhand, well timed from him. Nice again as he steps back in. Oh, lovely work with that backhand again. Finds a home. And again. Good work to the body as well.
Needs to keep his hands up.
The crowd loving every minute of this one. In a busy and competitive final round as this. We're approaching the final minute now. Liam McMillan just got to keep his concentration, not get too caught up with the crowd and everybody imploring him forward. He's done really well at that so far, and he does well again, choosing his shots, working down to the body, back up to the head. Good stuff from McMillan.
He's not making it easy for him, is he? Leach on top of time.
Good work again from McMillan. Leach has felt the pace in this one. He's set a really good pace, McMillan. But used every inch of the ring in this one. When he stepped inside, he's loaded up with those shots. Last few seconds of this one and both going toe to toe. McMillan having the better of it, but Leach finding his way through with a couple of shots there towards the end. A great finish to a really competitive contest, and huge improvements from Liam McMillan from his debut. I'm sure he'll be really happy with that performance. A decent test. He posed problems, did Ricky Leach, in that contest, but really good performance from Liam McMillan.
Yeah, very solid. Yeah, it's tough, wasn't it, Ricky Leach? How many fights he had? 60 or
78.
78, yeah, so yeah, very tough.
Just showing his appreciation for the crowd now, Liam McMillan in the ring, as we look through. Really intriguing contest. Let's get our official announcement now, RMC.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a big round of applause for both of our boxers? After 4 rounds, we go to Michael Alexander's scorecard, which reads 40 points to 36 in favour of your winner, and still undefeated, Liam McMillan. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a big round of applause for Ricky Leach.
Huge applause for Liam McMillan. The crowd really showing their appreciation for what was an excellent performance. And we're going to hear from him ringside in just a moment. Liam, you were tentative in the opening round on your debut and you settled into it, dropping him in the second. This time around, straight into the action. Has that come from that experience of your debut, the sparring that you've had and the camp that you've had?
Yeah, I'd probably say it does come from that, but it was a little bit scrappy. I was getting caught with silly little shots, the same as my debut, but I just love a scrap. If I can have a scrap, I will.
Personally though, I think it was clear to see massive improvements from your debut to tonight. Were you happy with that performance? I know you're going to look at the shots that you took, but hopefully you can see that was a significant improvement.
Yeah, I improved more. I didn't get it with as many shots as what I did in my debut, but there was still a couple of shots, but I felt good, I felt strong, new weight, so it's good.
Ricky Leach is a very seasoned, professional, 10 years as a pro, 78 contests. He knows how to get through the rounds. What was difficult in there for you tonight?
I wouldn't say difficult. I would just say that I was letting myself into a scrap when I didn't need to. But if I can scrap, I will. But obviously, in this game, you don't want to have too many scraps.
And I know naturally you are a counter-puncher. You could see you boxing really well off the back foot tonight as well.
Yeah, I do like to counter, but like I say, a scrap is what I want to do. Just toe-to-toe, 4, 6, 8, 10. I mean, see who's a better man.
And your shot selection as well, some of those body shots we could feel at ringside. So you showed everything that was in your arsenal tonight as well.
Yeah, well, I don't like my body shots. Like, we've had some tough sparring in camp. Liam and Mike sorted out some real, like Levi Giles, Lewis Sylvester. Sparring top kids. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't ashamed to say it. Sparred Levi a couple of weeks ago, he dropped me straight in a body shot. I was like, oh my god. I tried staying up, but just took one deep breath in. It was in the solar plexus. Oh.
It's better in sparring than in a fight, though, I suppose, if it's going to happen. And what's next for you then? I mean, it's been a great start to your pro career with these two very different opponents who you've adapted to very quickly.
Yeah. Like I said it in my debut, I just want to be out, hopefully, before Christmas. I want to be out then. Hopefully, you're getting these abroad shows with FightZone. Put my name forward there, hopefully, and get some big fights.
And a final message to your sponsors and your supporters?
Yeah, I'd like to say, without all my sponsors and my supporters, this couldn't be real. So a massive thank you to all my sponsors, all my supporters that got me here today.
Listen, the crowd appreciated it because it was a really good performance. Well done. Enjoy your rest, and we're looking forward to seeing you back out again.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Cheers.
Well, of course, I'm often critical of the things that they wish they would have done better, but overall, a real improvement from his debut for Liam McMillan. Yet another seasoned, experienced opponent in Ricky Leach, as you can see, having his own moments of success, as you can see from the replays here. But McMillan boxing really well, really effective with those counter shots on the back foot, and his work to the body as well. Active and get out on as many shows as he can, and wants to fight abroad, so that's a nod for Mr. Dennis Hobson that he wants to be involved in that action. Speaking of action, we can continue now with our third contest of the evening. Ted Jackson and Jordan Grannum on the way. Let's get the official announcement from your MC this evening, Robert Blundell.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to get going with our next contest of the evening. Please welcome our first boxer, making their way to the blue corner, from London, the Brown Eagle, Jordan Grannum.
Has quite the boxing resume, the man from Islington. 161 fights, only been stopped 3 times. One of those stoppages coming last year against former British and Commonwealth champion Zach Chelsey. The Brown Eagle has a really nice style to watch. He knows how to make prospects work for the rounds.
And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent, making his way to the red corner,
Ted Jackson.
From Hull, Ted Jackson.
Great reception from the crowd as Ted Jackson, ready to make his ring walk to the sound of Elvis. Made his debut in June won on points against Fernando Valencia. That was at the Olympia in Liverpool, but he's on home turf tonight, and he brings a good amateur pedigree to the pro ranks, having been national champion at 71 kilos. Had an excellent style for the amateurs, those long levers, he's quick-footed, but he's quickly adapting his game to the professional code now, and says he enjoyed the big stage on his debut. Well, he has an even bigger one tonight, because he's in front of a home crowd. He's a big Hull City fan, gets great support from family and friends who are out in force tonight to get behind their man.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on FightZone with Fight Academy, proudly sponsored by J&J Crump & Sons, La Hull Manor Jersey, Cayman Island Boxing Federation, Innovation Alloys, SYM Limited, GSM, Elite Marble and Granite, Island Paving and A-Team Cranes proudly presents 4 rounds of boxing in the middleweight division. Our timekeeper at the bell for this contest is Anthony Rushton. Our referee in the ring, Mark Downing. And scoring the action from ringside is Michael Alexander. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our officials. If you're ready to welcome our boxers, Beverley, make some noise! Introducing first and boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the red shorts with black trim. On the scales, he weighed in 11 stone, 10 pounds and 5 ounces. This evening taking part in his 162nd pro contest from London, the Brown Eagle, Jordan Grannum. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent facing him across the ring and boxing out of the red corner, wearing the white shorts trimmed with black and gold. On the scales, he weighed in 11 stone, 10 pounds and 9 ounces. He is undefeated as a professional, with 1 win from 1 contest. Introducing from Hull, Ted Jackson!
You both know the rules, so I want a good clean fight. Listen to my instructions and protect yourselves at all times. Touch your gloves, back to the corners.
Well, you can hear he's brought huge support with him, as you would expect. His first fight as a professional on home soil, having fought his debut in Liverpool. Big Hull City fan, you can see the Tigers logo there on his waistband. He's in the white and orange shorts and very bright orange boots. Ted Jackson, red and black. Successful amateur national champion, so brings that pedigree to the pro ranks, but there's very little that Jordan Grannum has not seen. The Brown Eagle, 161 fights, in 2015, so just short of 10 years as a pro, boxed 18 times this year already. Does have a lovely style to watch. He's a real skillful, technical fighter, and he'll provide a good opponent for Ted Jackson, as he's just looking to use long jab as finder. Very tall weight, he has long levers. He had those lovely fast feet as an amateur, which don't necessarily serve you well as a professional, but he's adapted very, very quickly to the professional code, and it's a good controlled start from Ted Jackson. Doubling up with that jab to set up the backhand.
Yeah, he's got a good style. He's like one of my favourite boxers. He's a bit like the Thomas Hearns style, you know what I mean? Nice and tall, hand down, you know, like nice and fast. Good style though. Oh, he's switching now as well, switching styles, so that's even better.
He had a cracking contest in the national final. It was a typical amateurs. It was fought at a frenetic pace, and they were both in and out really quickly with the feet. So it's a very different side to Ted Jackson.
Well, I never won the national title, but when I was a pro, I stopped John Beckles, and he was WBA champion. So
there are adjustments to really well already in this early part of his pro career, as this has been a really controlled and measured opening round from him. Just keeping Grannum at range.
I think he's just having a look at him this round, isn't he?
Not taking any risks. He knows that Grannum is really seasoned. He's been in with every imaginable style. And he's a really technically sound boxer, is Grannum. So Ted Jackson, just a feeling out round perhaps there, Tony.
Yeah, I think he's just having a look at him, wasn't he? Like you say, he's got good style. I like his style.
He said he was really excited to box close to home, Ted Jackson. And it's a great feeling being able to box in front of your friends and family. He wasn't able to do it on home soil for his debut, as I said, that was in Liverpool, but now he's getting a chance tonight to perform in front of all his supporters. It's at St Paul's Boxing Club as an amateur. And as I say, really good final against the Rotunda's Ivan Duniak to win the 71 kilo final. And you don't win a national title without having plenty of ability. So I'm sure he'll be tipped for big things, Ted Jackson. But of course, it starts here on these kind of platforms, and let's see what offer. Got a measure of Jordan Grannum in the opening round.
He might get a bit busy here.
What do you want to see from prospects in these early stages of the career, Tony? Because arguably away fighters are not going to want to take too many risks. It's the livelihood. They've usually got fights lined up and paydays lined up, and so they can do the minimum, or they can really go all out with a, you know, either a fast work rate or try and get a stoppage. What do you want to see from them?
I think he's just boxing how he wants to, you know what I mean? He's sussing him out. His style's good. He's not getting caught. His hands are still high, and he's just having like it's like a sparring session. This, you know what I mean? He's just maybe trying one or two things. And his opponent is not going mad, because obviously, like you say, you don't want to get stopped in that.
He does have ambitions to be a British champion and at some stage a world champion, Ted Jackson, so got plenty of time to develop, start clocking up those rounds and gaining experience.
Yeah. But that's to maybe put himself out there and get plenty of good sparring, you know what I mean? They're both like playing it safe, aren't they?
No real venom in either man's shots at the moment.
Well, it's like you say with
nice
Jordan.
Little step across there from
It's like with Jordan,
Jackson.
like Jordan, he could have a couple of fights lined up, you know what I mean? So obviously, this was coming out, so you don't want to take any risk, you know what I mean? So.
Can see the level of skill and quality operator Ted Jackson. Just going through the motions here in this second round. He's not having to box.
No, he's a good
out
boxer.
of his zone.
He's got plenty of
boxing
skill.
well within himself here.
He's got plenty of talent, you can tell that, Stacey.
And sometimes, Tony, you don't get the full picture, do you, until you talk to fighters after a contest that perhaps, you know, that they're deliberately trying to avoid injury, or they're just trying to, you know, there's a reason that they don't want to take any risks, because you can see that he's got far more in his locker, Ted Jackson, but just boxing well within himself here.
He might just be picking the experience. And you know what I mean, it's like you can come out there, be blasting him out, and he just wants to maybe just practice one or two things, but he's looking good.
Very relaxed in the corner, just smiling with his coach, Conor Coghill. Very relaxed in that corner, and there's no reason for them to be, because well in control. The pace, dominated it with that jab pretty much. Decided to go with that lead hand now, and corner shouting at him to get his hands up, but which he does now. Just picking Grannum off at distance. It's interesting, isn't it, that the way that different fighters express themselves, Tony. Some, they have to have an action-packed fight. We heard from Liam McMillan, you know.
Yeah,
others,
yeah.
It's an art form, as we've seen from Ted Jackson. He's not showing any sort of desire, it seems, to get involved in a brawl here. He's happy to hit and not get hit.
Yeah, well, like you say, he's picking the points up, isn't he? So
absolutely.
I mean, another time he'll most probably get in a fight with, like you say, he could end up like you've got like the same sort of style as Thomas said. Next minute, he could be fighting someone like Marvin Hagley, and it's crash bang wallop. You know what I mean?
There's different fighters, as I just said, express themselves in different ways. Some just can't wait to get in there, and like a buzzsaw with constant work rate. Others, they want to load up at every opportunity. But what we're seeing here from Ted Jackson is, as the purists might say, in sweet science, not get hit. He's not getting involved with anything, not taking any risks.
And the thing is, with Jordan, he'll be looking at his Christmas. You know what I mean? He'll want a couple more fights before Christmas. You know what I mean? So he don't want a chance out. You know what I mean? Get caught with something.
And you can see there when Ted Jackson has him pushed back that if he wanted to really load up and go to work, he could, but just choosing to tap and step off. Intense sparring, then perhaps they'll be happy with this, because, as you say, this isn't preparing him for what's to come. If he does have those lofty ambitions of becoming British and world champion, he's going to have to be in some fights that test him a lot more than this. But provided he's getting that in sparring.
Yeah, well, when you're fighting in the for the British title, then that's when I mean, that's when it does get hard.
For now, though, he's keeping it nice and clean, neat and tidy. It's been a really controlled 3 rounds from Ted Jackson. Looking back at some of the action in that 3rd round, and you can see there just a tap from Ted Jackson, finding the gaps, not loading up, not taking any risks. Clean, tidy boxing, and from Hull. Final round then. Busy with that jab again, Ted Jackson, as those long levers in great physical condition. Tall at the weight. Uses it to his advantage. Keeping Grannum at range. Has that jerky style at times where he's able to just feint and just lay back. He did get clipped by Grannum there, but generally his reflexes have been reliable for him. Just 8. It's a nuisance, that jab, when it's constantly flicked in your face, Tony, and you're not able to set yourself. He's managing to keep Grannum out of his rhythm.
It's the best punch going in your jab. You can win a fight on the jab, and that's very nice to always bang it out. I reckon they'll both get stuck in the last minute, you know what I mean, the last minute. Jordan and
some of that lovely footwork that Ted Jackson possesses, really fleet. When he needs to be, he can change the angles quickly, can switch hit. Fancy footwork from him.
He's got loads of ability, Ted. Boxing real well. I'm impressed.
Very, very controlled performance from him.
Say if he's got 10 gees, he's only in like gees 6. He's just like himself, isn't he?
Yeah, boxing well within himself. Nice little counter there.
Yeah. Got caught one then.
But that's good, isn't it? You want to sort of be having to stay switched on.
Yeah.
In a sense. Don't get caught with anything too troublesome, but the odd clip. He's having fun with this here, isn't he, Tony? He's playing with Grannum.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Grannum not here, of course, to upset the apple cart. He's here to give Ted Jackson the rounds, and he's doing that. Do get a sense that there will be big nights, big occasions on the big stage, with plenty on the line for Ted Jackson. As he is as I say, quality amateur, and you can see huge potential here.
You can tell.
Great example of the sweet science as he gets a little bit busier to close the show here to the delight of his supporters.
Yeah, good.
And there are big things to come, you imagine, from Ted Jackson. We had a glimpse there of what's in his locker, but there is plenty more to come. He possesses a great deal of talent, ability. We saw snippets of it there, but you feel at some point when he starts to make the step up, this man potentially could well be involved in some really exciting contests. And when you get two fighters who possess real quality, those are the ones that as fight fans we really look forward to, Tony. And he's somebody who brings that, and if he can be matched with opponents somewhere down the line that possess that similar level of ability, that will be something to behold. We may well get that with Beterbiev and Bivol tomorrow night. But anyway, let's get the result here from Robert Blum.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a big round of applause for both of our boxers? After 4 rounds, we go to Michael Alexander's scorecard, which reads 40 points to 36 in favour of your winner. From Hull, Ted Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a big round of applause for Jordan Grannum.
Delighted fans of Ted Jackson there as he earns himself another 40-36. And we'll get his thoughts in just a moment from ringside. certainly were able to box well within yourself there, but you could see a master of the sweet science, a real amateur pedigree, national champion, of course. How have you found it adapting to the professional side of things?
I feel good, to be fair. I feel like I've adapted well because I've had so much time training with that pro style that it's just sort of come together at the right time, so I feel good when I'm doing it.
In terms of your performance this evening, obviously great support from the home crowd, but you were neat, you were tidy, obviously in there with a very, very seasoned professional who's almost 10 years in the pros, and he has a great boxing ability as well. What was your plan coming in tonight?
Well, I didn't want to go looking for something because I know like you say, he's a veteran in the game, and I know he's tough, so I thought if he thinks I'm a young kid in my second fight, I'm going to come out there and try and blow his head off, and he's just going to tuck up and then counter me like in the later rounds. He's got more experience in surviving them fights, so I thought I'll try and come out, show a bit of my boxing, show what I can do a little bit, and that was a little bit there. So
you certainly showed what's in your locker. Obviously an excellent and skillful fighter, as we were saying in commentary. What's next for you then?
Probably I'm done with the 4 rounds. I can do more. Do you know what I mean? We spar more rounds than that, so I want a 6-rounder next. Probably another, maybe 2 6-rounders. I want to keep moving fast. Like you see in the ring, I thought there was levels in the ring. Like I can move fast. I think I've got belief in my boxing ability, and I think I can go all the way. So that's my plan, and that's what I'm going to do.
Your debute's always special, albeit you made it in Liverpool. What was it like tonight, having your first pro fight on home soil?
Yeah, it was different, to be fair, but I had good support in Liverpool as well, but it's different here. It's more, like you say, it's a more of a leisure centre, small horse show, but it's still a good experience, and like I say, because it's the people are local, it's around where I live, I can sell a lot of tickets. And
these are the people who'll be with you on that journey from the very beginning. It'll be special for them as well. Whatever roller coaster is to come, they'll be with you. Final message for your sponsors and your fans?
I want to thank all my sponsors, all my shorts, all my sponsors, Transway, Stilson, GJ, all the ones on the back, Reeves, R2R, I'm going to forget some, so apologies if I do. But and I want to just thank everyone that's bought a ticket, because I know it's not easy coming to watch and support it, like all those fighters all the time. And I just appreciate you spending your hard money to watch me fight and help me progress in my career. So.
Listen, you're a huge talent. Can't wait to see you out again. Enjoy this moment, and thanks for chatting. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get going with our main event, we would like to welcome a special guest into the ring. Beverley, your very own heavyweight sensation, Adrian, the next King! Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, Adrian was set to box tonight. Unfortunately, due to his opponent not having a correct medical in place, the bout had to be postponed. Thankfully, Dennis and the team at Fight Academy do have a show next Saturday at Skate Central in Sheffield, where Adrian will be boxing. If anybody is interested in getting tickets, please contact Adrian or Fight Academy. We will have Adrian, the next King, out in Sheffield next Saturday. Beverley, please, a big round of applause for Adrian, the next King!
So Adrian King then, real fan favourite here locally and a heavyweight prospect. Next week in a run of what has been a fantastic few weeks on FightZone TV with that double header last week. York Hall, 9 contests there, and then Commonwealth silver title at Cruiserweight. And then we went straight over to Texas, and here we are in Beverley. We've had 3 cracking contests so far, and now top of the bill, Light Flyweight title, Craig Dow and Paul Roberts.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the Commonwealth Light Flyweight Championship. Introducing to the ring first, the challenger. Making their way to the blue corner, the former 2-weight Southern Area champion from Somerset, Paul Roberts.
Here comes the challenger then, 28-year-old Paul Roberts from Somerset. He's coming off 2 wins, both by stoppage. One of those stoppages in November last year crowned him the Southern Area Super Flyweight champion. He's now looking to add the Commonwealth title to his collection.
And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the red corner, the reigning and defending Commonwealth Light Flyweight champion from Doncaster, Craig Dynamite Derbyshire.
And this is the man he has to beat if he's to take the title. 10 years as a professional, and what a roller coaster of a journey it's been so far. Drew with Tommy Frank for the British Flyweight title in 2022. Lost to Conor Butler over in Malta for the Commonwealth Flyweight title in 2023. Then at the end of 2023, in the Cayman Islands, he beat to win the Commonwealth Flyweight title. He wanted to defend it here in Beverley, but due to his opponent not being cleared, he had a 6-rounder instead. But finally, here we are ready for his first title defence.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on FightZone, where Fight Academy, proudly sponsored by J and J Crump and Sons, Lahore Manor Jersey, Cayman Island Boxing Federation, Innovation Alloys, SYM Limited, GSM, Elite Marble and Granite, Island Paving, and 18 Cranes, proudly presents our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the Commonwealth Light Flyweight Championship. This contest is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Our area representative is Alan Ulster. Also by the Commonwealth Boxing Council, the inspector is Ian Cragg. Our timekeeper at the bell for this contest is Anthony Rushton. Our 3 scoring judges ringside, Michael Alexander, Terry O'Connor and Phil Edwards. And when the action begins, referee in charge, Rhys Carter. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our officials. It is now time to introduce our boxers. They are under the lights. They're ready to fight. Introducing first and boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the gold, red and black shorts. On the scales, he weighed in 7 stone, 8 pounds and 6 ounces. He comes to the ring with a record of 6 wins, 5 losses and 2 draws. He has 2 big wins by way of knockout. Tonight's challenger, the former 2-weight Southern Area champion from Somerset, Paul Roberts. Out of the red corner, wearing the blue shorts with red and gold trim. On the scales, he weighed in at 7 stone, 9 pounds and 9 ounces. 3 big wins by way of knockout. The former Southern Area Super Flyweight champion, former Central Area Bantamweight champion, Flyweight champion, and reigning, defending Commonwealth Light Flyweight champion from Doncaster, Craig Dynamite Derbyshire.
Okay, first of all, shots on your waistband there and there will be good. Okay? You've spoken, you know it. Listen to me and defend yourselves at all times. Good luck, they can.
Lovely touch there, Craig Derbyshire's children. Bringing his belt into the ring. Spoke to his daughter after his last fight, that 6-rounder here. Said they were looking forward to enjoying pizza together. Well, that's something he won't have been eating much of for the last few weeks, because here he is ready to defend that Commonwealth Light Flyweight title. Do not go anywhere, because Craig Derbyshire is never involved in a dull fight. Very much a matter of a veteran against the lesser experienced fighters. Only 5 years between them, 33 years old Derbyshire and 28 Roberts, but a huge difference in the number of fights. Derbyshire having had 43 to Roberts 13. But dynamite by name and dynamite by nature. Unbelievable level of conditioning, the man from Doncaster. Runs sub-3 hour marathons and does overnight endurance challenges. Roberts will be aware of that. They will have prepared for it. He's been in some great contests of his own as he has success with that backhand there. Fast hands of Roberts, making an impression early on in this opening round. Long way to go, of course, in these title contests. Over 12 rounds, the momentum can shift back and forth several times. Derbyshire's been involved with those before.
He looks a bit cagey, doesn't he, it's Roberts? Fast hands.
He's got that low lead hand, just waiting for Derbyshire to come on to something, and then picks him off with the counter.
He's caught him once or twice, hasn't he?
He's had success with it so far. Derbyshire just tentatively edging him behind that front foot. Just needs to close the distance. Derbyshire in the blue and red shorts with the gold trim, and Roberts in the red, yellow and black. Very fleet-footed. Just always waiting to pounce. That low lead hand flicks that jab up from a low angle, but that was a good jab from Derbyshire. Another good back landed from Roberts. It's difficult, Tony, when you have a back foot fighter. You don't want to get caught chasing. Got to cut the ring off and bring that intelligent pressure, as Derbyshire finds a little more success in that exchange.
Yeah, well, I don't think Roberts will be on his back feet all the time. He'll have to stand in trade a little bit, I reckon. For backing off for 12 rounds, it's going to be hard work, isn't it?
Well, just a reminder that Derbyshire is the current Commonwealth Light Flyweight champ, so the onus, some might say, on Roberts to bring the fight to him and take that title. Boxes out of the Chard Boxing Club in Somerset. His dad, Keith Roberts, is his coach. Said he's not had as much sparring as he'd like for this one, but he has had good rounds with British and European champ Jay Harris, another one who's often involved in some real action-packed fights. He would love to fight for the British, but it doesn't exist at this weight, which is a real shame. He just wants to make a name for himself representing his small town in Somerset, and he's certainly doing that. Derbyshire's been here before many times. He knows there's a long way to go in this one, and he'll be downloading the data, so to speak, and calculating ways to get at Roberts. just trying to close that distance now, Derbyshire, and just close him down.
I think his corner must have told him to get onto him a bit more.
And that's the difficulty when somebody's quick. You've got those fast hands and fast feet. They can clip you. They can take you off balance. And it's just closing them down where you're not constantly chasing them and finding yourself walking on shots. Derbyshire just trying to measure that distance, and this has been really good from Roberts so far. Making it difficult for Derbyshire to close the distance and get at him.
And Roberts is stood in the middle, the ring a bit more now. He's, well, not at the moment, but he won't be running about too much.
He's got that jerky style, hasn't he, Roberts, where he's constantly twitching, just waiting for that tiniest of movements that he then reacts to at lightning speed.
Come on, with a good left up then.
They're trying to draw on those many rounds and years of experience, Craig Derbyshire. Top quality work from both fighters, this. The finest of margins to find those openings and get your shots off. Neither of them are presenting one another with biggest openings. They're having to work for every slight glimpse.
They're both looking good condition, don't they? So
superbly conditioned. As I say, Derbyshire is somewhat of an endurance monster.
Yeah, you can tell. Look at his physique. Yeah. But if Roberts hasn't had a lot of sparring, he's going to get found out, isn't he, later on? That is a fact.
This one really catching fire at times when they have these exchanges. Referee had nothing to do so far because the two have just been wanting to try and catch one another rather than lean in and clinch. Both working at range so far. Another bit of success with the backhand there for Roberts. Has had an interesting time of it, Craig Derbyshire. Fought for the English against Joe Mathosa back in 2021, won that one on points, and had a rematch with Tommy Frank for the British Flyweight, which was a draw. He was down in the 5th and 12th. That was in the April of 2022, and then, as I say, had those fantastic contests with first Conor Butler in Malta for the Commonwealth Flyweight, and then Matt Windle in the Cayman Islands. That's where he earned this light flyweight Commonwealth title, which he's been waiting to defend. He had all the ups and downs of changing in weight, change of opponent. Eventually had that 6-rounder here in Beverley in July, and now finally has the chance to defend his title against a very worthy and game opponent in Paul Roberts. Said he knows he's in for a tough fight, but he also says this win would give him and his career a huge boost. He knows exactly what doors this could open and what's on the line for him here tonight, Paul Roberts, and he's come with a really good game plan. And so far, I think a good word to describe his performance so far, Tony, is discipline.
Yeah, they're both looking disciplined in that, you know what I mean? They've got the plans.
Really sharp with that backhand counter is Roberts. Is really well adept at just taking that tiny step out and then springing off that back foot with that backhand. Fell short there on that occasion, but success with the lead hand as well. Just knocked Derbyshire off his balance a little there.
And again, caught him again there.
He's a high energy, high output fighter, Derbyshire, but that's being taken away from him so far from Roberts. He's not able to apply that pressure and that work rate because he's controlling the distance and the pace so far, the man from Somerset. And you can tell Derbyshire just chomping at the bit to get at him, but finds himself having to defend here. Shots raining down from Roberts.
Yeah.
His last 2 wins have both been by stoppage, and they've both been in round 8, so that shows he can still carry power into the later rounds as well.
Yeah, it does, yeah. He's looking well. He's got his left hand down, so he's confident, isn't he?
He's got those sharp reflexes that he relies upon.
He's got
to just lay back or slip and counter.
He's got
difficult to defend against.
Yeah, he's caught Derbyshire a few times this round, hasn't he? That left hand and the right.
Catches Derbyshire balance again as he'd loaded up with that shot, and Roberts just catching him. It's a good stiff jab from Roberts as well, Tony, whether it's to the body or the head. He really snaps it, doesn't he? Lots of movement now.
I mean, even on that foot he's catching.
Frustrating Derbyshire as he's doing everything he can to close that distance. He's not having great success to feed off, but he will continue to come forward, the man from Doncaster.
It's the fitness later on,
that's his personality. He won't stop coming forward, but he is being tough by Roberts at times, and he's having great success. Derbyshire just struggling to get within range, and when he does, Roberts on that occasion just smothering him, not allowing the space to work.
No, well, he won that round, didn't he?
Derbyshire, including the Edwards brothers, fought Charlie Edwards twice and his brother Sonny Edwards back in the day. And Paul Roberts, as it happens, incidentally, is a very good golfer.
Is he?
A single figure handicap, so perhaps when he's done with boxing he might fancy Ryder Cup or something, who knows. Seeing those fast hands on display there, and how he can nip in and out low guard and relying on those sharp reflexes, which is we've seen him frustrate opponents previously and then cap. And not the most powerful men, of course, at category, but what they do possess is that sharp shooting, which are those stinging type shots which have a different type of power.
He's quite elusive, Roberts, isn't he?
He is very defensive. From my reckoning here, just finding it difficult to figure out this puzzle and find a way to get at him.
Yeah, spot on.
Those jerky movements, just bamboozling at times, but there's a bit of success there, Derbyshire, in that exchange, and that's where it's going to be most advantageous to him to be up close, no doubt about that, but it's getting there without getting clipped and without getting caught leaning over that front foot where Roberts will punish you. Check hook and move off. Nice 1-2 from Roberts as Derbyshire just replying with those looping shots.
Just seems a bit faster, Roberts. Just got a bit more hand speed.
It's just waiting, isn't he, for him to... Every slight movement of Derbyshire, Roberts is reacting off.
Good work. Oh,
lovely backhand there.
Good right hand, that one.
And that's the thing with those fast feet, isn't it, Tony? He was out of range, and in a split second he was in range.
Yeah.
And coupled with that fast backhand, success again with the backhand from Roberts. Really disciplined display from him. Derbyshire perhaps just needing to double those attacks, Tony, to close that distance.
Yeah.
To attack in 2 phases, because he's not able to sustain an attack and put his shots together here, because Roberts is gone.
Just beating into the punch.
Good jab from Derbyshire. But the success is limited for the man from Doncaster so far. in these opening rounds. Finds his way through with the backhand there, and he's hurt Roberts as he now gets on his bike and chooses to trade with Derbyshire. A little smile and a wink from Roberts in acknowledgement, but that was a sign of the power that Derbyshire possesses. He's bided his time, and he hurt Roberts there, but he seems to have weathered the storm. It's got to be switched on though. Roberts can't afford to ship too many of those as we come to the closing stages of the fourth.
It's going to be another cracking fight, this, isn't it?
And that's just the kind of shot, Tony, over these long 12-round title fights. One shot and it can really turn everything on its head.
Oh, caught him then, didn't he?
Lovely response there from Roberts following a real stiff shot right to the chest of Roberts, but a great response from him. If you look back at some of these exchanges, both having their own successes. You can see if he can just see that opening, Derbyshire, and time it.
Good
He
right
is
hand.
open to these
Good right
shots,
hand,
Roberts, isn't he?
The right hand, yeah.
And there was that overhand right from Derbyshire, and he was quick to pounce on him once he knew he had him hurt.
Yeah,
But Roberts relying on those reflexes and quick feet to get out of danger, Tony.
yeah.
What would you be telling Derbyshire to do here coming out for this fifth round, Tony?
Well, I'll tell him my hands there, get your head moving and just like get at him, you know what I mean? Because when he's standing off him, he's getting his head boxed off a bit, really, isn't he?
Had more success in the fourth round, Derbyshire, so he'll take that momentum, you would think, into the fifth. He is managing to close the distance more frequently and get at Roberts. Good shot to the body, and that's another tactic, isn't it, against somebody with plenty of movement, is to go to the body, because it's a lot harder to get that body shifting.
He's done better this round, Derbyshire, yeah.
And that slows them down as well, doesn't it, accumulatively, those body shots.
Yeah, he's catching him this time, Derbyshire.
Fascinating how these contests ebb and flow and the momentum shift. Just flicking that jab out, Roberts. Just got to be careful not to get caught. If he keeps his feet there too long, you know that big overhand right is coming from Derbyshire. Any chance he gets to land it, he will do so. There it goes again, it missed by a whisker.
The thing is as
with
well,
the double jab from Derbyshire.
Derbyshire's done a couple of 12 rounds, hasn't he? And Roberts, this will be his first, won't it?
He's done lots of 12 rounders, and he's been in them where the momentum has shifted significantly from one round to the next. So
you can just tell
he's certainly had that experience, and he brings that mentality here, and he will want to take Roberts to deep waters and test him.
Yeah, well, he is. He's taking him now, isn't he? You can tell.
Big shots landed from both in that exchange. More success now for Derbyshire. Heavy shots landing. Roberts taking them well so far. Derbyshire continuing to hunt his man down. And that's good work to the body as well. Trying to slow Roberts down. Fascinating contest this between two very, very different styles. You can't take your eyes off this one, as a good backhand lands there from Roberts. Follows it up with a couple of decent jabs as well. Derbyshire finds himself hitting thin air. But that was a better round for Derbyshire, Tony.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah. cracking fight again.
Well, this is where it'll be a serious test mentally for Paul Roberts, because Derbyshire, we know, never stops coming.
He's only had 13.
Supremely well conditioned as well.
He's only had 13 fights, has he, Roberts?
And so he'll know he won't be going anywhere. He's going to have to fight all the way to the final bell, unless there's a stoppage, of course.
Yeah.
So this is where he'll be sitting on that stool, looking deep within, and trying to draw all that training, all those rounds he's done in the gym, and getting ready to buy his gum shield if needs be. Round by round. Good lead hook from Roberts. Cracking shot from Derbyshire in reply. It's getting closer, Derbyshire, isn't he? And you can feel those big shots. You can feel the tension in here, because you just know that if Derbyshire gets the chance to get one of those, it could all change in an instant.
He's cutting him down, isn't he? Cutting him down.
He's slowing as well, Roberts, which you would expect that would happen as the rounds progress. Plus, Derbyshire has worked away at the body, landing some decent shots right into the sternum of Roberts and into the solar plexus as well, so that'll take its toll.
He's just walking through him, isn't he, Derbyshire? Just walking through his punches.
Fascinating of chess at times, this, not in the sense that there's no action, but just the amount of concentration that these two are having to pour into this to try and figure one another out.
Got caught then, Roberts, didn't he? Got caught a couple of times then.
Both having success, but Derbyshire landing the bigger shots now as he chases his man down. He pushes him back up against the ropes, but Roberts relying on those reflexes and quick feet to get himself.
He got caught about 4 or 5 times then, Roberts. I thought he was going then. He's getting his rhythm now, isn't he?
And he'll be incentivised by this Derbyshire because he's having his successes. He knows that he can hurt Roberts. He's just patient. He's not allowed himself to get frustrated. He's taking his time, sticking to the task. He's getting closer every round.
I think he's putting his foot on the gas now, isn't he? Yeah, he's getting into a routine now, isn't he, Derbyshire?
He is, and he's relishing this, waving Roberts forward. And it's an interesting one, this, for the judges, because these big shots from Derbyshire, and another one there rocks back the head of Roberts, and he's got that jerky, nimble, agile movement, picking off shots, but Derbyshire arguably has been landing the more eye-catching shots, Tony.
Yeah, like you said, if he's doing all these marathons, he's going to be super fit, isn't he? And Roberts, he's only had 13 fights, and that makes a big ask as well, isn't it?
Well, he set a high pace, Roberts. He was up on his toes, he was covering every inch of the canvas, and both looking confident in his corner there, Derbyshire, and they'll be telling him, won't they, Tony, you're having more success, you're getting closer, it's going to come, it's going to come, stick to the plan.
He's just walking forward, and he's just walking through it all.
You look into the eyes of a fighter like Craig Derbyshire.
Yeah.
His entire career has been built on hard work and graft and grit and determination.
Yeah.
When he's stood on the opposite corner looking at you, you know he's going nowhere. You're going to have to fight for every second of every round, and that's what is being asked of Paul Roberts here in his 14th contest. But still on his toes, quick movement, and still having his successes, Tony. Really fascinating one to watch this, of these two styles.
I think he's
Derbyshire now asking him to come forward.
I think Derbyshire
get fed up with chasing his man down, and he's just trying to sort of draw him in now.
I think Derbyshire's left eye's a little bit marked, is it? It just looks like it's a little bit marked. His left eye.
Yeah, they're both marked up. They both had a lot of work in the corner, but going to work now, Derbyshire, as he tries to pin his man against the ropes. But Roberts again managing to get himself out of trouble. Perhaps the first signs of frustration from Derbyshire in this round. Wanting Roberts to engage. Can't afford to get distracted though, because in the prior couple of rounds he was really getting at Roberts, having great success with those heavy shots. He just missed with that backhand, but both landing good shots there at close range.
Yeah.
Both happy to trade when they're in close. Difficult to separate the two as to who's had the better of this one so far, Tony.
Yeah, he is. He's just there.
Good work from Roberts. Just a little layback to just escape those shots coming from Derbyshire.
Just his left arm's just swelling a little bit.
Good backhand there from Roberts. And again, when he's in his rhythm and his flow, he's really impressive. And that's the fluidity that Derbyshire has to upset and interrupt. Can't allow him to get that free-flowing style. It's exactly what a fighter like Roberts thrives off. And he's been able to implement that in this round. Walks onto a jab from Derbyshire though.
He's boxing well, Roberts, this round. Good right hand.
Those fast hands and that movement has proved difficult in this round for Derbyshire.
Yeah.
He was having a lot of success in the 2 rounds prior to that though, wasn't he?
Yeah, like you said, Derbyshire, the 2 rounds before he won that, then he just won that round, Danny Roberts. Cracking fight.
Taking instruction, Derbyshire in the corner from Carl Greaves and Neil Almond. Just really difficult to be everything that you've got to do in what really amounts to about 50 seconds, Tony. By the time you've got to your stool, you've got to get the gum shield out, you've got to deal with any abrasions or problematic swellings, and also settle your fighter, get them to get the breathing back on par, and then deliver really clear, concise instructions. It's a difficult skill for coaches.
Yeah, it is. Especially sorting his eye out as well with that, the little iron.
Well, we expected a contest of high quality here, and it's more than delivered. Both fighters, real quality operators, very different styles, but that makes for a really intriguing one. And watching at home, you may favour the fast hands and quick movement of Roberts, or the dogged determination and success with heavy shots at times from Derbyshire.
Good right hand there from Roberts.
You just feel that this could really catch fire, Tony, if these two stayed at close range for more than a few shots. That
cracking fight. They've all been.
They could really let go, couldn't they? Which we may get in the latter rounds, and they both may feel they have to throw caution to the wind, because neither of them can be really convinced that they're way ahead on this one. So it may, if we get to those later rounds, come down to who's willing to put everything on the line. But we're not quite there yet. Still plenty of time to go in this one, but the crowd really absorbed in this one, and rightly so. Both landing in that initial exchange, but Derbyshire getting through with two big backhands, but Roberts got his feet beneath him. As they both end up in a tangle down on the canvas. Just a tangle of feet there. Referee just making sure, wiping off the gloves there before action resumes.
They'll go to war now. Derbyshire's waving him on to come on to him, you know what I mean?
And it is going to feel smaller and smaller, that ring, Tony, for Roberts, as those rounds progress and the fatigue sets in.
But when he stamps his feet and he has a go.
Dynamite Derbyshire continuing to come forward.
Yeah. But when Roberts stamps his feet and has a go, he seems to catch Derbyshire sometimes, you know what I mean? Right, now we caught. See
both
that?
having
Good right
success
hand.
there.
Good right hand then.
From long range. Long levers of Roberts just catching Derbyshire.
He just keeps
off
coming.
Balance, but Derbyshire had success with that backhand himself in that exchange as well.
He just keeps coming, Derbyshire though.
Just telegraphing that hand, Roberts, a little bit too much, so Derbyshire able to defend it. Final seconds of this one, and it's really heating up as Derbyshire brings the heat. Roberts relying on those reflexes to get himself out of danger again. What a fight we have here, Tony Booth.
Oh, cracking. He's like one of my opponents before, Ralph Rottigiani. He beat Carl Thompson for a world title. I boxed him and he just kept coming forward all the time. Non-stop, a bit like Derbyshire. Cracking fight, this, isn't it?
It is. This is what we were hoping for. We've been treated to 3 excellent contests prior to this, but of course you want the main event to live up to the billing, and it certainly has so far. We knew that these two were in supreme condition. We know there's a lot on the line for both of them. Craig Derbyshire very much the veteran in this one, 43 fights and 33 years old. Paul Roberts, of course, at a stage of his career where he knows that this title and this win could propel his career forward. So lots on the line for both of them.
Won't be that easy to score as well.
And that's why, Tony, I think both of these fighters are, they're experienced enough to know that they can't leave anything to chance. They may have to put it all on the line in the closing rounds, because neither of them can be assured of having this one in the bag.
No, it's an hard one to call at the moment, I think, isn't it?
Nice work there, fast hands from Roberts. Clipped by Derbyshire though, who continues to come forward, is relentless, his engine will not stall, so Roberts knows he's going to have to work for every second of every round, and Derbyshire will ensure him of that. Good work from both of them though at that mid-range. Looping shot from Derbyshire. Roberts poised. Backhand counter. Just looking to draw Derbyshire on to a shot. Catches him with that backhand though, and that's why we're seeing that swelling beneath the lead eye of Derbyshire from that constant stabbing jab and thudding backhand from Roberts. You can see the damages it's doing to the eye of Derbyshire, but both marked up as you would expect.
This is a cracking fight, this.
Real intensity in these exchanges. Top quality stuff. What a privilege to be at ringside for this one, and I said at the beginning, Derbyshire is never involved in a dull affair.
No.
Roberts also has been in some cracking contests, and they're both testing each other to the limits here.
They're both taking good digs.
Good work from Derbyshire in those last couple of exchanges. Final minute of the 9th.
Oh.
Roberts continuing to be poised like a coiled spring, just waiting. It's like you've pulled back a catapult and it's just ready to be fired at any moment. But Derbyshire, an ever-present danger. Just seeking to land that big backhand. And you can see the markings on the chest of Roberts, where Derbyshire has worked away those stiff jabs and backhands that perhaps have slowed him down at times, but huge credit to both fighters. What a display from both of them, and they're going to take one another into deep waters in these so-called championship rounds now, Tony.
Yeah, I think it's hard to call myself at the moment. Derbyshire was captain once or twice then he came back. Yeah, it's an ad. I mean, Derbyshire keeps waving him on, doesn't he? But like you say, he's just cracking fight.
Well, yet another brilliant night of boxing on FightZone TV. I hope you're enjoying this one as much as we are. And potentially the best is yet to come.
Round 10.
As we enter the 10th round, this one's scheduled for 12 threes. Commonwealth light flyweight title on the line. Big opportunity for Paul Roberts. Big step up in his career. Derbyshire's been here before, but he'll be desperate to defend this title and set himself up for some big nights to come. Nice lead hook as he took a step back there. Roberts walking onto it. Good work from Derbyshire there, but Roberts back on his toes. Making it difficult for Derbyshire to set himself. But when he does, he's had great success as another backhand makes its way through. It clatters round the side of the head of Roberts, and a lovely jab really snaps back the head of Roberts from Derbyshire. Good opening to this round for the man from Doncaster. One of those fights where you're just really glad that you're not a judge, Tony Booth, because not only is it difficult to judge, but you just want to absolutely immerse yourself in this and enjoy every second and not have to score it. Great exchanges here from these two. Still being fought with such intensity in the 10th round. Credit to their conditioning.
He's done all the work here, Derbyshire, hasn't he? Roberts needs to just up the work rate. Oh, good right hand from Derbyshire.
Little smile from Roberts in acknowledgement of that one.
Good bit of counter punching there by Roberts.
Well-timed jab from Roberts, which really took Derbyshire off balance. Roberts having to go and look for Derbyshire at times now. Perhaps not as comfortable initiating the attacks as he is countering, but he's had success there on that occasion. He's showing that he can do that as well, Tony, and he will have to show that if he's to take this title.
Yeah.
Needs to show that he can come forward too, and we've seen a couple of displays of that in this round again.
I think he has to dig in the next 2 rounds and stand in the middle, Roberts. Derbyshire just doesn't stop coming forward, does he?
He's got a real swelling beneath the eye, Derbyshire, but it doesn't appear to be impeding his vision. but it will be problematic for him. But no signs of it here as he digs away at Roberts again, just looking to set up that backhand. Wasn't able to, as the two ended up in a tangle, and I think we're in for an absolutely enthralling 6 minutes now, Tony.
Yeah, bit of toe-to-toe now, I think. I think Derbyshire got that round. He's looking a bit stronger now, isn't he?
See here in the replays that discipline and that excellent control of the space and the distance that Roberts is able to employ. But when Derbyshire finds his way through, and he won't stop seeking that, he has great success. And clearly it's the power that can trouble Roberts, but it's landing that shot. Can he find that big shot in these last couple of rounds? Fast hands from Roberts. Good work from both fighters. Landing almost at the exact same moment. Very, very difficult to separate the two in these exchanges at that mid-range.
No, I think Roberts knows he has to get his feet down now and get stuck into him.
Certainly seems to have upped the work rate.
Yeah, well, he's not backing off as much. He's stood there having a go now.
He's been busy. Greater volume of punches coming from him in the opening seconds of the 11th. Derbyshire stepping forward behind that jab again, connects with the side of Roberts' head with that looping right hand. Wobbles him again. Cuffing backhand this time. Took Roberts off balance.
Cracking fight.
Fast counters there from Roberts though.
Both taking big shots.
This is where they're both going to have to dig deep into those reserves, both mentally and physically. They'll both be feeling the pace, make no mistake about that. Trying to maintain high levels of concentration, because real fine margins at times. The slightest mistake, you'll be punished.
For Derbyshire, it's just like another day in the office, isn't it?
And that's the jeopardy here, isn't it? That you know, one of those big looping shots from Derbyshire connects with Roberts, it could be game over. And that's what makes it such a fascinating proposition. But Roberts again relying on the speed of his feet and hands to land and then get danger. Both asked questions of one another. Who's had the better replies?
Well, I think Roberts has to go toe-to-toe in the last round. Myself, I think Derbyshire's edging it.
Well, one thing surely we can be certain of is that this is not guaranteed for either fighter. Both had successes, both very different styles. Who will the judges have preferred? And just a reminder that you can have 12 extremely close rounds, but judges can edge all 12 rounds in favour of one fighter, and then it can look really
to be honest,
unfair on the scorecards, but that of course is the nature of it.
To be honest, when it's like this, it's a bit unfair. There has to be a winner.
It could well to this final round, who knows? You may have scored this round by round at home, or you may just have a gut instinct of who you think's had the better of it. At the end of the day, it will come down to the judges.
I think it'll be close.
And it may be this final round that decides it. Derbyshire tripling up the jab to get things underway. Roberts holding in the centre of the ring so far.
I think, you know,
if he stays there, we could see some really heated exchanges here. It's a matter of who goes first. You've got to be smart in your attacks, because both fighters had great success at that mid-range, catching one another. You can't just launch in recklessly. It's got to be considered and intentional.
Ooh,
lovely backhand from Roberts there. That's exactly what he needs to do in this final round. Derbyshire though with a reply. That looping backhand finding its home again.
They're going to have the utmost respect for each other after this fight. That is a fact.
Roberts controlling the space and distance well. Derbyshire just looking to close him down.
Oh.
Lovely work again, and they are missing by a whisker as he pushes Roberts back up against the ropes. Roberts able to turn him though and create that space and distance again. Up on his toes. Been fought with great intensity, this one. Superb condition, both of these fighters. Oh, a big shot from Derbyshire, pushes Roberts back. He'll go perhaps for the finish here. Derbyshire sniffs the opportunity. He'll be relentless in that pursuit, but Roberts not allowing Derbyshire that opportunity. He's up on his toes again.
He has to stamp his feet now, Roberts.
Derbyshire just short with the backhand, but he's got him against the ropes. Catches him again with the lead hand. Blood pouring from the nose now of Roberts as he manages to land a backhand. Right in the thick of it here, last 30 seconds of this final round. Roberts hanging on as Derbyshire continue to maraud forward with these big looping shots. Crowd on the feet. What a finish. Incredible fight.
Last 10 seconds.
Roberts back on his toes. Derbyshire just trying to land those last couple of big shots. Trying to close him down. Roberts keeping the distance. Well, we did an excellent fight for top of the bill, and these two delivered as Carl Greaves lifts Derbyshire, both plays in their hands. We expect this one to be close, very different styles, fought with great intensity. Both needed to have ultimate concentration throughout this one. Both just getting checked over by the doctors in the corner. Will certainly both be able to tell that they've been in a fight tomorrow, because both shipped some big shots. And that was a very, very, very tough fight. Of course, Derbyshire, the more experienced and the veteran, never in a dull fight. But Roberts showed great heart as well as skill there, Tony. Both a credit to the sport tonight.
Yeah, definitely. How old is Roberts anyway?
28.
Yeah, 28, yeah.
Only 5 years between the two, but in terms of miles on the clock, Derbyshire had 43 fights, Paul Roberts 13, and his 14th contest. That was some performance, and Derbyshire, of course, always delivers excitement and intensity.
If it was drawn, no one could complain, could they? You know what I mean?
Absolutely not. I'm still standing, being played by the DJ, and I think that's fair, because these two have given absolutely everything in there as they rightly take the appreciation from the crowd, who've been treated, as we have here at ringside, to an absolute cracker. And again, this is one of those that you would not want to be a judge, because you simply want to sit back and enjoy a performance like that. Two styles that really mixed well. It was fascinating at times. It was like the Matador and the Bull, but who came off the best, the Bull or the Matador? We don't have long to find out, as our MC Robert Blundell is in the ring now, as both fighters, as you said, Tony, have immense respect for one another now, and I would imagine showing that respect to each other verbally about just what a great contest that was, and they really pushed one another's limits. And we're going to find out now with our official announcement from our MC Robert Blundell, who is going to take the title.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a big round of applause for both of our boxers. After 12 rounds, we go to our judges' scorecards, where Michael Alexander has the contest 115 to 113. Bill Edwards 115 to 113. And Terry O'Connor 117 to 112. All in favour of your winner by unanimous decision. And still, the Commonwealth champion, Craig Dynamite Derbyshire.
Well,
so Derbyshire with the win there, unanimous decision on points, 115 to 113 from two of the judges, and 117 to 112. What a moment for the veteran from Doncaster. It was a tough fight. It was nip and tuck at times, but Derbyshire taking the decision, and what a moment for him and his family. The man from Doncaster in his 44th fight. What a career he's had, and now retains the Commonwealth light flyweight title, Tony.
yeah, well, I thought he just edged it. It was a cracking fight, and Roberts he did really well, Roberts. But like I say, cracking fight. But like you say, he never stopped coming forward, does he, Derbyshire?
But you know, fair play as well to Paul Roberts. Fantastic performance in just his 14th professional contest.
Oh, absolutely class. Yeah, he did real well, you know what I mean? Stood up.
And he's certainly one to watch, because to put on a performance like that, with that, not just the boxing ability, but the heart that he showed.
Yeah, but he's only had 13 fights, he'll come again, won't he?
So certainly one to watch, and what a moment for him, having taken this step up in his 14th contest. And he was taken into deep waters. He was really tested there by Derbyshire. But and he more than proved himself, so big things to come from the man from Somerset, you would expect.
Yeah, Roberts, I was impressed with him. He'll come again, you know what I mean? He's got a big future, even though he's, like you say, he's 28. I like Derbyshire, he's getting better all the time. Just super fit, isn't he?
Yeah, incredible conditioning. And Derbyshire in his career, testament to a man who's lived the life, worked hard, and put everything into his sport over many years. He's had his ups and downs. It's been a real roller coaster as he goes to 11 wins, 29 losses and 4 draws. Every single fight, win, lose or draw, he gives absolutely everything. He empties the tank, Tony, and that is why the fans love and appreciate him so much.
Yeah, you can't knock him, but to be honest, the boxing supporters tonight, they've been treated to a good night, haven't they? 4 cracking fights.
Well, you always want the fight to deliver, and that certainly did. It was truly a privilege to sit ring. Looking forward to talking to fighters after, as they just have their toes in the ring. Craig Derbyshire surrounded by his team, by Dennis Hobson, and by his family and coaches, and that's lovely to see. And these moments are ones to savour for Craig Derbyshire. And I'm sure this night, any big nights, but I'm sure this one will be right up there. Well, both fighters, it seems, have done the obligatory, easy for me to say, photos in the ring, and they're going to make their way ringside, where I'll be talking to them in just a moment.
See you next week, Matt.
Well, first of all, you two, I mean, what a privilege to sit ringside. I'm so glad I didn't have to judge that and I could just enjoy it, because what a performance you both put on. Craig, I'm going to come to you first. You've had big nights in a long career with lots of ups and downs. Where does tonight...
It's up because, I mean, I've got all my family here and everyone's come to support me, and I feel like I'm just amazing.
We had to draw on all your experience there. It was difficult to close the distance. What was the plan going in, and how did you find it by round in there?
I just told him at end then I found it really hard. I found it like he was rangy. I was struggling to get in. I could get one shot off in him, and then by the time I'd thrown another shot, he either gone or he turned off. He was just like, I was just catching one. I thought I need to get a couple of shots off, but it was just so hard, you know, to get a few more shots off. But it just seemed like he had that distance from me. Every time I caught one, he was either gone or his arms, he was too long for me. Do you know what I mean? So it was hard to close that gap. But when I did, I feel like my experience come through it in end.
Paul, I know you're a really accomplished golfer. You might be wishing you'd have stuck with that now, because that was a really tough fight, but an excellent display in just your 14th contest.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say credit to Craig in his career. He's done really good, and the best man. You know, my game plan was to try and sort of stay away, being the bigger person, get threes and fours off. I was just struggling with that as well with my range. I said to him afterwards, I'm quite tall, but I got T-Rex arms, you know, they're not very long, so I also need to get in as well. But yeah, no, Craig obviously caught me with some good shots in slide, which slowed me down a bit, and which obviously in the end got him the win tonight, you know.
It was very much the bull and the matador at times, but you clearly got huge potential, and it tested your limits there, and you showed the heart and grit and determination that you've got. I know you want to make a name for yourself, coming from a small town in Somerset. I'm sure that's going to happen. What is next for you?
Obviously I'm just going to go back to my manager, promoter, and Dennis is saying, you know, he wants to do something with me as well, and I just, coming from a small town, I appreciate any help I get, because it's few and far between coming from a little place. I'm sure you know yourself, obviously up north as well, it's not easy as well, do you know what I mean? But yeah, any help I can get, I'm always going to appreciate it, and I'm willing to put effort in. You know, I'm 29 this month, but I've still got years left in me. And again, I know I lost tonight, but I don't think I'm a bad boxer. I think I've got more in me, and I think I can go to places. I know I'm no world beater, but I've got an ambition, and I want to try to achieve it, and I'm going to try as hard as I can.
I thought it was a fantastic display of boxing, far from being a poor boxer. I thought it was excellent and well done. It takes two to tango, or dance partners and all of those cliches, but it's true. What's next for you now then, Craig? I know you'll want a bit of a rest, and I know you had to wait a long time to defend this after the last one fell through. You had that 6th round, you had ups and downs in weights, and you've had to wait your time. You defended it now. What's next?
I really don't know. I'm going to go back home, have a little rest with my family, and
Got a race on Sunday.
I've got a race on Sunday, yeah, but
that won't be a short one either, will it, knowing you?
it's an half marathon.
There you go.
But no,
That's ridiculous, by the way.
I'm just going to see. Andy morning. I'm just going to see what comes along. I mean, I take every opportunity that comes my way. I'm 33. I'm just, I ain't got that much longer. I just want to take what I can and get to the top and see where it takes me. That's what I do. Is every fight that comes, I'll take. I've never refused a fight ever. Don't matter who's been put against me, at what way. I've always accepted a fight. I've never dropped out, even when I've been injured. So I just want to get to the point where I can get to and see where it takes me. And
you're never in a dull fight either, and I promised that at the beginning, and you both delivered. So here's the man who can say what's next, who hasn't done a half marathon ever. But anyway, Dennis, what's next?
I have in my dreams, but anyway, seeing as you're this, are you the Jessica Ennis of boxing? You're multi-talented, are we, Stacey?
What's next?
Right, what's next? I'm going to give him a special presentation here. The WBF, the version, want Craig as their champion.
That's brilliant.
His new belt.
That's amazing.
He's the Iron Man, and he's an absolute credit. Both of them, by the way, both of them are a credit to the sport. He's having an Indian summer, isn't he, Stacey? He's a special
Benjamin Button.
He is. I keep telling myself I were him, but obviously compared to him, he's something else. He's a throwback, he's Craig, and I've respected him from afar, and I always thought, why is he on the right side of the bills? And his record tells a lie about the talent. Yeah. But we and Carl got together and talked about how we could get Craig some opportunities with Niall, and given the opportunity, you can see what he's done. And they're a pleasure to work with, all his team. They're fantastic to work with in a game that's full of sharks. But they're a pleasure to work with. He's a dream. We took him to Cayman. He won the
Malta.
Malta. Yeah. Where else? Where else should we go?
Where else do you want to go, Craig? Well, listen, we're here in Beverley anyway. You have boxed in Cayman Islands, Malta, but there's nothing like boxing close to home anyway. So a final word to you then of what this moment means to you and your family and all your supporters and your team who are all here full of smiles. Sum it up for us.
It just means the world that everyone's come out to support me, everyone who's watching at home, everyone who's messaged me, especially everyone who's come out on a Friday night after work and bought tickets and travelled all this way. I mean, it's just amazing, like how much of a turnout, and I just want to say thanks to all my sponsors. They've been there from the start, and without them and my coach and just everybody, my manager, my team, Dennis, everybody who's just played their part. Because without everybody, it's not possible.
Well, Craig, Paul. Both an absolute credit to the sport tonight, as always. So thank you. It's a privilege to watch that. Dennis, another great show. And of course, we're back next week on Fight Zone from Sheffield for more fan-friendly action. Thanks for joining us tonight on Fight Zone.